companies even needed to shut some of their underground operations and processing plants overnight. Nationwide load shedding by Eskom meant tens of thousands of workers faced the risk of being left in the dark far below the surface. Harmony Gold says it has reduced its power consumption locally to levels required only for the maintenance of emergency services. Harmony's night shift employees did not go underground last night, with today's day shift having also been called off a little bit earlier. The Petra Diamond mine has also temporarily stopped operations in Cullinan, Kimberley and Koffiefontein after stage 6 load shedding was implemented last night for around 4 hours. Petra Diamond says Eskom asked them to reduce their electricity usage at their 3 mines. All workers have been removed from below the surface except those required for essential services. Impala Platinum also following suit, saying it also stopped its night shifts due to the power shortages. Well, at least 3 of South Africa's mines have had to shut down their overnight operations. We're also tracking Sibanye-Stillwater as well, having heard that they had to shut down overnight as well. Petra Diamonds, Harmony Gold, Impala Platinum, all of them forced to halt their production following Eskom's stage 6 load shedding, which was implemented around 6 p.m. last night for around 4 hours or so. Now, while Eskom has indeed reverted back to that horrible stage 4, let's not get it twisted, South Africa. Stage 4 is still really bad, having things return to some sort of normality. Is that really the case for these miners? Johan Theron, Group Executive for Corporate Affairs at Impala Platinum, joins us on the line now. Johan, thank you so much for your time. Have things perhaps returned to normal? Will you be able to get things going again? Have things returned to normal this morning?
Hi, Arabile. So this morning, we were still severely constrained, so we didn't send our day shift down. So that's 25,000 people in our Rustenburg operation that didn't go down. My sense is that things have improved a little over the day, and hopefully it will continue to improve through the day. And we might be in a position where we can consider putting people down for the night shift tonight.
All right, so we're getting people come through for the night shift this evening. Can you tell us with regards to how much you may have lost with regards to production, numbers, whether this will affect pay as well for those workers?
So our Rustenburg operation is a large operation. So having lost one shift, we will lose in the order of about 100 million rand in revenue, which is very, very significant. So for the workers at this stage, there isn't an impact in terms of that they will still be paid, so they won't lose. But I think it's important to just factor in that the mining industry, is still struggling. There are job losses and restructuring occurring across the industry, and this is not helpful. Everybody's working to save jobs, but incidents like this, puts further pressure on job security.
Worst case scenario here, Johan, if things persist and we do get to another stage beyond stage 4, what's the worst case scenario here for Impala Platinum?
Yeah, so anything beyond stage 4 really makes it impossible for us to risk, and we can't risk. We have to prioritize people in this situation, which then means, we will lose production. And that obviously has a significant impact for us, for the economy, but also for our suppliers. A lot of smaller companies provide goods and services to us. We are fortunate. We are diversified. We've got other mines in other jurisdictions. A lot of these small businesses don't, and they still have to pay their employees even though they don't get paid. So the impact will be significant.
Certainly will be. Johan, thank you so much for the time this afternoon here on Point, for just shedding some light, ironically, with regards to the situation at Impala Platinum. We continue with the story, though. For more on the impact of load shedding on the mines, we cross to our reporter Phumelele Mdlalane, who is at the Sibanye mine in Tennessee in the Free State. Again, good afternoon to you, Phumelele. You said a little bit earlier that workers will indeed return for that afternoon shift. What is the latest?
Good day to you, Rabil, and also to the viewers at home. News just in. We've talked to Themba Nkosi, who's the Executive Vice President for Corporate Affairs for Sibanye-Stillwater. He has confirmed that the operations are back to normal here at Sibanye-Stillwater, and this has started not long ago. And he has confirmed that they were, of course, halted operations last night due to Eskom intensifying, of course, load shedding to stage 6, and he said that has resulted to their power having difficulties, and also it wasn't gonna be safe for them to be operational underground. But now, as I'm talking to you, he has confirmed that the situation is back to normal, seemingly that we will have to see even other buses coming to deliver people who are supposed, or rather workers who are supposed to come for also the night shift. You are on the other side of Stillwater, Arabile, if you can just see behind me. We've seen already workers coming in and out from this shaft, Arabile.
So very finally then, as you said, the workers are certainly streaming back in. There's no word officially with regards to whether workers will have to suffer at the hands of this because of payments or whatever the case is. We had just spoken to Impala's corporate affairs executive as well, and he says that there won't be any effect. Have you managed to speak to some of the workers and hear from them what their thoughts, their sentiments are with regards to this, and whether they will be paid at the end of the month? One shift that they've lost now?
Arabile, we haven't managed to talk to the workers, but indeed, this is what we are wanted to do, to talk to the workers just to understand whether how will this having to stop the operation have impacted in their side in terms of salary, like you mentioned. But on the side of AMCU and NUM, as I highlighted earlier, that they were happy that the management has resolved in halting operations due to the safety of the workers. That was yesterday, of course, and also early this morning. Therefore, we will have to understand from the NUM also and AMCU as to what is now the way forward, knowing that the situation might also happen going forth and backward. As we can see that load shedding, it's going to stage 2, stage 4, stage 6. Whether are they willing to risk and make their workers to go back, knowing that the history of this mine, where we saw early last year 900 mine workers were trapped due to power failure, knowing that this is the important issue where power should be active at all the times, importantly because people do go underground. It's not only working on the ground only, but people do go underground now and then.
Aphumelele, thank you so much for your reporting. Do keep us up to date with that as well then. Thank you so much for that. Aphumelele Mdlalane, of course, who is at that Beatrix mine shaft there where Sibanye Stillwater says that operations have indeed returned to normal. The late afternoon shift will continue as expected, of course, unless further interruptions do prevail, and that will be dependent on the sad case that is Eskom. Speaking of which, meanwhile, mobile